Let's talk a little bit about Matt's training, okay? So the goal is for me to train him at least 2 days a week in the gym, and then maybe he's getting one other strength workout on his own outside of the gym with me. So the way I'm gonna set up his strength program, we're gonna shoot for 3 days a week. They're gonna be all full body workouts, so upper body, lower body, all in one. And basically I'm never gonna have him train 2 days in a row. So it's gonna kind of be like an every other day thing. He could do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It could be Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. Since we're in kind of a unique situation, I'm not married to Monday, Wednesday, Friday every single week, because I can call him on Sunday night and say, hey, how are you feeling? Still feeling a little bit sore? Let's just go Tuesday. So we can kind of adapt the program. The basis of Matt's training plan is going to be the strength training, okay? That's gonna be his main form of exercise. We're trying to create a calorie deficit for fat loss, which is primarily gonna come from his nutrition program, from following the macros that we went over earlier. That's where his fat loss is really gonna come from. That's what's gonna put him in a calorie deficit. Yes, he's gonna burn a few hundred calories lifting weights in the gym with me. Those 300 calories that we burn in a strength training workout, you can out eat like this with a candy bar. So the focus with his strength workouts is building strength, building muscle, improving his confidence in the gym, and just getting him doing something that's physically uncomfortable on a regular basis. His program, it's gonna be very simple. It's gonna be upper body pushes, upper body pulling, and a lot of stuff for the lower body. But I'm gonna write a few sample workouts so you can see what we're gonna have him do off the bat. So one of his workouts, I'm gonna have be a little higher intensity workout where it's just 1, maybe 2 sets per exercise, going to muscular failure or a little bit before muscular failure, again, which is only something I would have somebody do if I'm right with them. So here's one of his workouts that I'm gonna have him do starting this week. Upper body push is gonna be an incline chest press. I have a seated row. So incline press would be a chest exercise. A seated row is more of a back exercise, a pulling motion. I have a shoulder press and I have a pull down. That's pretty much his upper body on this workout. Incline chest, seated row, shoulder press, pull down. 1 hard set, very controlled speed, probably some slower eccentrics, some slower negatives, and getting very close to getting stuck, basically muscle failure. And for legs that day, it's just 1 hard set of leg press, and then he will finish with some core and more leg conditioning. So he's just gonna do some front planks and walking lunges. So I'm gonna write core plus lunges. And we'll see how he looks on those, if that's even an option off the bat. So really, that's workout 1 right there. It's full body, it's mostly single set, upper body push, upper body pull, and then I have most of the legs at the end. I notice that males, usually when you train legs hard, it's not a good idea to put the legs early in the workout, because most guys that I have trained will get completely gassed if you're training with this high level of intensity on the lower body. So I like to put that on the back end. So we got workout 1 covered. Workout 2 and workout 3 are pretty much very similar to each other. I'm just swapping out exercises, so it's easy for him to do one or the other on his own if he has to. So the format I used for this was more of a multi-set approach and pairing exercises up. So we'll have a 1A, a 1B, and a 1C. That means he's gonna do a set of A, rest 45 seconds to a minute, do a set of B, rest 45 to a minute, do C, and then repeat until all the sets are done. So 1A is a push-up, and for him, we're probably definitely gonna start with elevating his hands on a bar or a bench. Even lean people can't do proper push-ups on the ground, so we'll probably start with his hands on a bench. So we got a push-up. We have a 1-arm dumbbell row, so that's a back exercise. Again, a pulling motion is usually gonna be a back exercise. And then a lower body exercise is gonna be a split squat. which is basically a lunge in place. Just going up and down, front legs doing the work, targeting the quads, hamstrings, and glutes. So that 1A, 1B, 1C, we have an upper body push, an upper body pull, and a lower body exercise. So that's the first combo. And we'll probably start with 3 sets on the upper body and probably just 2 on the lower body. And we go to the second pairing. We have a dumbbell incline bench press, a cable pull down, and the third one will be a leg press or a hack squat, depending what gym we're at. So again, it's an upper body push, but this time, instead of the push-up, we're doing a dumbbell incline bench, so getting a little bit more shoulder, upper chest, a cable pull down, so now we're doing a pulling motion, but more in the vertical plane instead of the horizontal plane. And then for lower body, instead of a unilateral, instead of a single leg exercise, it's a double leg exercise, a bilateral exercise on the leg press. And at the end, we may, we'll see how it goes. We may throw in something light like some face pulls or some core at the end. He may be biking to some of his workouts at the gym. So, a nice hard bike home could almost be like a little bit of conditioning to finish the workout off. And then let's take a look at workout 3 here. All right, so workout 3, very similar to workout 2. And I may change the order of how we do these workouts during the week, just depending on how he feels in the gym, how he recovers from one workout compared to the other. So nothing's has to be set in stone here. The workout 3, we're gonna stick with that A, B, C format, and I'm gonna keep the push-up in there for him, because I think to get better at push-ups, you need to practice them more than once per week. And I really like that as a full body, not just an upper body push, but a full body movement where he's having to engage his abs, keep his butt tight, keep his legs tight. It's really a full body move. And then 1B, instead of a 1-arm dumbbell row, we're gonna go to the seated cable row for an upper body pull. So upper body push, upper body pull, and then for lower body, instead of the split squat, we're gonna go reverse lunge, which is another great single leg exercise, glutes, hamstrings, quads, and it's gonna get him breathing a little bit. So again, we got the A, B, C format, upper body push, upper body pull, and then lower body single leg, 2 to 3 sets of each, depending on the day and how he's feeling. For the rest of that workout 3, I'm either gonna give him a dumbbell incline bench press again, or a shoulder press. So I'm just gonna write dumbbell shoulder, maybe an incline bench, depending on how he tolerates the overhead motions. We will do a pull down again, but we'll try to make it a different pull down than the one he did in the previous workout. So if last time we did a neutral grip cable pull down, maybe we'll switch it to an underhand grip cable pull down, just some variation of that vertical pulling motion. And then C is gonna be the hip press. If we're at the gym in St. Louis Park, we'll use that one, or we'll use a different leg press machine than he did last time to give him some variety. So I'm just gonna write hip leg press. So this looks very similar to his workout number 2, and that's fine. I want him to get these motions down and ingrained the first month or 2. He doesn't need a lot of variety because again, he's coming from 0, he's coming from nothing. So doing movements over and over and over is gonna help him activate the right muscles and get the feel for those movements over and over. So we got 1A, 1B, 1C, 2A, 2B, 2C, and then again, if he's biking home, busting his ass, doing some kind of variation of 30 seconds on, 2 minutes off, or maybe he's hopping on the elliptical for a couple minutes at the end and just doing a few bursts. So we got his strength training covered. And now we're gonna talk a little bit about cardio and the days that he's not in lifting with me. So looking at his week, we have the 3 times a week full body strength training workouts. So just as an example, if it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 week, that gives him with 4 days out of the week that he's not strength training or lifting weights. And what I think, I'm not the biggest fan of you have to do a ton of cardio to lose body fat. I really believe your calorie deficit is gonna come mainly from your diet, and that's what the research is showing. I mean, you burn calories during exercise, but again, it's much easier to focus on that calorie deficit for fat loss coming from the nutrition side of things. But that being said, I do want him to do things on these off days. In the beginning, like when motivation is high, I think to get momentum on his side and to help him stay in tune with the diet plan, I just think the act of doing some type of physical activity every day is gonna help him stay on top of things a little better. So we kind of agreed when we sat down that on these off days, it might be a half-hour walk around the block, it might be an easy bike ride around Lake of the Isles, Lake Calhoun. It might be a walk around Lake Calhoun, just listening to music, listening to a podcast, whatever. Just trying to get, at least 10,000 steps or a bike ride every day that he's not lifting weights. I think just that act of doing that physical activity, I think he'll be more likely to stick to the nutrition side of things, knowing that, hey, I did do some type of exercise today. I'm gonna try to eat well too. 2 days a week of training, and even 1 day a week of training, it can work if it's done right. But I tend to find that with my clients, the less they're physically active, the less they stick to their diet plan as well. So walks, bike rides, he could do, hiking. At the very least, he's going on a 20-minute walk after dinner, on a day he's not lifting weights. So yeah, that's the training plan.